I think the quickest and easiest way to get distances to the green is with this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. While you are golfing, you probably know how important it is to know how far away from the green you are. The pin, the front of the green, the back of the green. And that is really important because that determines which club you hit, which determines if you're going to get on or not. Now, I've used a bunch of devices in the past to get my distances, from just looking at the scorecard and guessing, to looking at the sprinkler heads, to looking at the stakes, to using some of the handheld GPSs, to using my Apple Watch. And I just picked up this because I'm actually pretty excited that this Garmin approach S10 might be the best way to do this. Now, it's certainly not the most advanced GPS watch out there. Some of them will have like a caddy feature and things like that, but I thought there are a couple criteria for me. One, I want the thing to be affordable. If I have to spend $1,000 on a good GPS watch, then that's just probably not going to be something that the average person, including myself, is going to use because it's going to be more expensive than our clubs. Now, the other thing that I've used is that approach that I carry in my pocket, but the problem is you're kind of digging in your pocket, you're pulling it out, you're looking at it and putting it back. The other thing I didn't want is one of these big watches that was going to be heavy. So I'm really excited to find out what this feels like on the wrist, especially when you're playing, just because you don't want a lot of gear on your arms when you're swinging. It can actually screw with your swing a little bit, even slow you down, what have you. So it does come with this manual. Hopefully it will be pretty simple. Like I said, this is not as feature rich as some other ones, but for me, all I want to do is be able to look at the watch, get my distance, and grab my club, right? And I don't want to wait for things to update and whatnot. Now, this watch here from Garmin is actually, for whatever reason, one of the cheapest ones I can find. And for me, my experience with Garmin, whether it's been handheld GPSs for camping or outdoors or the golf stuff, is one of the quickest to power up, get connected, and is one of the most accurate. So I really, really enjoy those. Now, I will say, first of all, let's just check out the hardware here. These rubber or silicone bands here are very thin and flimsy. And that's not to say that they're bad, but they're very, very light, and so I like that. Now, I will say that people have mentioned that sometimes these can break. You can see how they're mounted on there. The little lugs, they kind of get screwed right into there, and they are kind of pre-angled right here. So yes, if you have a bigger wrist, you know, you put this on there, and there's a lot of stretching on this, I can see how they'll break, and so I've heard people talk about that. Now, these just unscrew right there. They look just like little star bits, so you can probably take those off. I actually did order an aftermarket wristband that is nylon, and I thought that would be a little bit more breathability, as well as maybe be a little more durable, but it has a little texture on the front here, nice and smooth. You can see we have the big openings for the little tongue right there. I wear my watches pretty loose, and I have a decently sized wrist, so about 7.5 inches, but you can see no problems there. Man, I will tell you right now, right off the bat, this thing is pretty light. So pretty comfortable. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about this affecting your swing at all. Now, the watch itself actually looks a little bit like an Apple Watch. It's square. It's just a plastic housing. One of the things that's interesting about the Garmin's is that they all seem to use this connector right here. And in the box, you get the little USB cable with that connector. Now, this is proprietary as far as I can tell. And one of the reasons that they use that is apparently I think it's water resistant. Now, I wish, to be really honest, that this just had a micro USB port maybe on the side or the back with a little rubber cover on it, because carrying around the little proprietary power cable for this is not something that I want to do, especially if you're going on vacation, a little golf vacation, something like that. You're going to be somewhere for days on end. I don't know how long this will last, but I've heard that the charge with GPS running will last for 12 hours, which is going to be more than enough for several rounds of golf. But to be honest, you know, if I put this in my golf bag or something like that and I forget my cable, then it's just dead to me. So I wish this weren't a proprietary plug right there, but I get that that's what it is, and I think it's the same for all the Garmin watches. So probably hard to change the ecosystem, but it was probably hard for Blockbuster to embrace streaming movies online too. All right, so we get to the case, again, plastic all around. We have buttons on both sides. So we have this button with this little orange band, button right below it, right here on this side. And then on this side, we also have two buttons. This actually looks like the power button. It's got a little 0-1 switch there and another button right there. And the reason is this little, I think, 1-inch screen here is just black and white, and it's not a touch screen. So all the navigation you're going to do is with the buttons, you know. And I will say that one of the things I don't like are buttons exactly opposite each other on sides, because if you're pushing one, you kind of naturally want to grasp the other side of the case. So if I'm pushing this top button, you know, I'm trying to not push in this button, but you kind of just inadvertently push buttons like that. Whoop, and I turned it on. So I think that's the power button. You can see that Garmin right there. The nice thing about the black and white LCD here is that it's probably going to be pretty visible in light. So what you can see here is it's going right to language. It says right up here, up, down, and then it says OK and back. So those are the functions you get. So I'm going to go down to English. Oh, it was on English. So then I'm going to go OK. Units, yards, yes please. Always the imperial. 12-hour time, sure. And now it's going to try to get location. So it looks like once it gets a signal, it should work as a watch. 6:06 on April 8th. Now it's 6:07. I'm not going to stay here and just give you real-time updates. But if I go ahead and hit OK right here, looks like we get to the menu where I can start doing some fun things like starting around. If I go down, I can go to settings and about. Right now I'm going to go to settings here. I just want to show you that if I go up here to settings, I can change the color theme from light to dark. It seems to me that light is the way to go. If I hit OK, it'll go onto the color theme. It is on dark right now, so if I go down here to light, it seems just to reverse everything. So I'm not really sure what will make sense in the long run, but I am going to go ahead and just select this color theme, the standard one. If I go down here to scoring and click OK, and it looks like scoring is currently off, but I can have it always ask me. I can go to always on. For me, I don't even really care about the scoring. I really am just looking for the yardage. Again, we can go here to time, and I can set the time format back. I can change the language. I can change the units. I can set a gender. Okay. What else? And it looks like we can check for software updates. No updates, it says, but I kind of think I might have to connect it to my computer to do that. And then I can go down here to restore defaults if I need to, so I can do all of that in settings. So pretty moderate options here, because this is not necessarily a caddy. It's not going to recommend your clubs. It's not going to look at your shot data. It's not going to do any of that. It's really just about distances to the green, right? So if I go up here to start a round and select OK, it's going to locate the satellites. It has a bunch of preloaded courses here, so then you're going to select the course that you're playing at. So to see what it does here, let's go to the first tee and try it out. All right, so out here at the golf course, and I thought we would try out this watch in the real world and see how it does. So the very first thing that I want to do here is hold down the power button. I just want to see how long it takes to power this sucker up. So when you get to the golf course, obviously, if it takes a long time, you're going to want to power it up as you get out of your car, but kind of curious how long it'll take. This will be a real time here. Okay, and looks like it doesn't take long at all. Only about 10 or 15 seconds. I'm going to hit start round, which is going to be the OK button right up here. See how long it takes to find some satellites, and then we will go to the first tee, which is right here. And it's going to be a par 4. Yes, it is the Vernon Hills Golf Course. I'm going to hit OK on the Vernon Hills Golf Course. All right, now it's saying par 4, which it is, and the sign says 345, and this is telling me right here from the whites it is 331, but that's actually from the blues. So let's go to the blues and see what it says. All right, so here at the blues, we're at the back of the tee box. You can see the tee box goes all the way up there, and I'm looking at the watch and it says, 371 to the middle, 365 to the middle of the green. And I think that lower number there, 354, is to the front of the green. So obviously if I were just to move up a few yards here, so that I think is a pretty impressive result. Let's check some other distances. All right, I'm right at the blue stake on this particular hole, and that blue stake I think is a 200-yard marker. So if I look down at my watch here, it says 203, so that is pretty awesome. I will also say this white on black background look is actually totally readable in the bright light here. So I kind of thought maybe an e-ink or a paper white display would be better, but this works absolutely fantastic, and it seems to be spot on, and it also seems to update very, very quickly. So I really like this. You can use it to keep track of your score too, but in this little configuration, it's super light. Obviously it's pretty small, maybe only 40 millimeters. It looks small on my wrist, but because it's super light, it does not hamper your swing at all. So what a great little companion. All right, on the last hole, number 9, and I'm standing right next to the red stake, which should be 100 yards. And if I look down at my watch, 97 yards. So this thing seems to be spot on. It's super convenient. Updates real time, man. You can just flick it up, look at that distance, and get the, you know, reads to not only the pin, but the front of the green, back of the green. Really get yourself a good chance to get on the green itself. And this white on black background looks great, even in kind of the bright light right here. I thought maybe a paper white or an e-ink display would be better, but this works really, really well. And I tell you what, it is so light and small, you don't feel it on your wrist. I don't think it changes your swing or your game at all. And this thing is really affordable. Maybe one of the best devices for getting distances and at a great price. So under $100 for this little bad boy. If you want to pick it up, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.